Yeah, I don't want anybody to burn up. Yay. Welcome, y'all. I don't know if y'all heard me talking this
Love
before, but
Island
it's
Games is crazy.
Love Island Day was crazy. It's hot. It's burning up. We don't want anybody to burn up. But hey, y'all. Welcome to the Cup TV, the Currently Unnamed Podcast, where we put the real and the tea in reality. And you can always come to us first to quench your thirst. I am your girl, Lana, your resident evil diva. I'm here to give the tea, spill the tea, and drink the tea because you know I love me some tea. Her. And in all of this foolishness, and all of this madness, and all of this craziness, I still got my cup mug to comfort me. Yay, keep me comfortable. Ew. And you can get your cup mug at LanaG'sCreations.etsy.com. It doesn't want to work, and it doesn't want to work at all. But yeah, you can get your cup mug because we do ship internationally and domestically, so there are no excuses. Get your cup mug, period. Thank you.
Baby, Love
Hmm.
Island Games is crazy.
Hmm.
Love Island Games is crazy. Hi, I'm Logan Murphy. Say something gay. Gay. Love Island Games is crazy. That's really all I have to say today on this occasion. Love Island Games is crazy.
It is crazy. It is nuts. And the first half of this episode could have been an email. Just saying.
I think we could literally skip the first part of this episode, to be honest with you, because none of it
Mhm.
literally matters because they ended up in the couples that we thought they were going to.
It's it's just crazy. But yeah, here we are. Before we jump into it, if you're new here, thank you for showing up. We appreciate you watching. Um, if you haven't subscribed already, please do that. Click that subscribe button because we are here all the time giving you almost everything competitive reality television. And we are on a mission to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. And we would really, really appreciate if you would help us out because I personally have been talking about this forever. And even though I don't mind, and I will continue to do so, I really would like to not do it. So help us out, get us to 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. And we truly, truly appreciate you because a lot of fun things happen when we get to that 1,000 subscribers for you and for us. So we truly appreciate if that happens. So help us out. Thanks. But you can also subscribe to all of our other channels because the Cup Network is all trying to get to 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. Our main channel is trying to get to 3,000 subscribers by the end of the year. So we really, truly, and hopefully appreciate if you would help us out. Go to our link tree in the description below. Click on those links and subscribe to both our main channel at the Cut Pod where we talk all things drag and drag race and all things ESC on our Eurovision channel at the Cup ESC. So check that out. Period. Follow us on our audio podcast link. That link is also in the description below, as well as our Patreon, where we got a lot of fun things going on and planned to come up in our Patreon. And follow us on all of our socials at The Cut Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. Engage with us. We love getting to know people, follow us, and do those things. So we appreciate your engagement and your things. If you've ever been sitting home and or watching us and like, hey, I want to talk about Love Island games or Amazing Race or Survivor or Big Brother, even though it's coming to an end, or any other things that we talk about on these channels, hit us up in our Instagram DMs because that is the quickest way to get in touch with us. We are looking for new voices to come and join our panel and talk all of your favorite passionate shows that you'd like to talk about and give us some new point of view. So hit us up and we will get back to you as soon as we possibly can. We truly, truly appreciate all of those who have hit us up in our DMs, and we can't wait to have you. I'm looking at you because I know you're saying I will do it, but you're scared to hit that button. You're scared to click. You, it's your time. This is where you should do it. So come and join us on this podcast. Thank you so much. Now, Love Island Games, episode 9. Um, like I said earlier, this first half of this episode could have been an email. It was a lot of just fluffy, well, just fluff, just conversations after conversations. Um, people talking to
Kissing and
everybody.
kissing and kissing and kissing, and everybody's kissing everybody.
I mean, it's just a lot of like people coming out of the blue, like all of a sudden everybody now likes everybody. Other people who didn't have any interest, who we didn't see beforehand. But that's Love Island for you. That's how it is. Um, highlights, because I'm really not trying to spend a lot of time on this first half. Um, Zay finally talks to Sydney, and that conversation is like, "You're good. You're good. I'm good. I'm good. We're good. We're good. Everybody's good. I'm happy. You're happy. Good. I'm happy that you're happy."
Literally, literally, that was the conversation. And I was like, baby, what? Like,
We've been building up this conversation since she got there for 2 days, and that is the conversation. I was like, "Oh, oh, okay, all right, okay, cool, 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 cool,
I
cool."
mean, it was a conversation that was supposed to happen with them. Good, I'm glad. It just felt awkward. It felt like neither of them wanted to do it, but obviously they had to.
Mhm,
Almost like they were contractually obligated to do so.
mhm.
Um, and I guess maybe they needed to, whatever, whatever, whatever. I'm glad they got their resolution to it. Cool, move on.
Absolutely, because both Sydney and Isaiah have their eye on other people, and they were talking to other people. Sydney talking to Toby, Isaiah talking to Lucinda. All of a sudden, Isaiah and Lucinda like each other, and they're out on the dock kissing. And I'm like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But Isaiah, you freaked me out. Please close your eyes all the way when you kiss somebody, because that half eye roll back is creepy as AF. I was like, oh, please don't do that. That was the weirdest, creepiest kiss I've ever seen. And I was like, why are we rolling your eyes in the back of your head like that?
Why? For what
Why?
reason? What are
Why?
we doing?
What are we doing? And then I'm thinking maybe it was a one-time thing, but he kissed her again and it was the same thing, just that it was creepy. It was weird, but that was a little cute conversation. He's like, "You looking at me for the first time? You usually don't look at me. Now you just looking at well, now you're looking at me." And so then they start kissing because they look at each other. I was like, okay, all right." But then Sydney and Toby also have a dot conversation later on, and they like, we had history. We kissed before. Why don't we kiss again? And they kiss again.
Sure.
And he's like, okay. And he's like, where's that burning lip gloss that you used to wear? I like that. She like, oh, you want, because Toby wants to see the crazy, the dragon come out of Sydney. And I'm like, okay, sure.
All right then.
Great. Great. Let's see. Johnny and Drina conversations, I skip past because I'm gonna be honest. I can't listen to their conversations because these conversations are weird and very just, oh my god, baby." Johnny kisses her to shut her up, honestly.
Yeah, literally it was her saying, "I don't want to have a game plan," and Johnny being like, "But I need you to have a game plan." And she's like, "But I don't want to have a game plan." And she's like, and then he literally kisses her to shut her up. And I'm like, "Okay, move on. Bye. Next." Yeah,
This
it's
she this I don't understand where she is coming from in this situation. I don't think she understands the games aspect of Love Island games.
no. No, she doesn't. I can tell you that. It's not a question of that. It is confirmed. She does not get. She thinks she is back on Love Island season 7, part 2, Electric Boogaloo, and that is not where we're at, Andrina, unfortunately. Now,
Mm-mm.
here's the thing. Unfortunately for Andrina, well, fortunately for Andrina, unfortunately for us, we're going to see her for the rest of the season because she's paired up with a fucking tank. So,
I mean, maybe not.
I feel like we are
I
at this
don't
point.
I don't think we are, because even in this episode, Johnny has said he is everything about their relationship is surface level, and he's trying to win. Johnny is not here for the love aspect of this game. He is trying to win this game. And he knows he probably cannot win with Andrina. And
Sure.
so I think Johnny is looking to do a switch up and for game purposes. And he might do it where he'll find someone to couple up with for game purposes and tell Andrina that they can still talk for romance or in different couples. But he needs somebody who's going to be a game couple, someone who he can play this game and win with. So I don't know how long this relationship is going to last in this game aspect for Johnny and for her,
We had a recoupling. Why didn't he pick Justine quickly?
because they didn't talk
Like
about
I
it. Because they didn't talk about it. They didn't have a chance. They didn't. I really feel like if they talked about it, that could happen. And I honestly think it can happen still. I think if they talk about it, they just didn't have time to talk about it because Justine was, well, her conversation with Josh led her to think that that was still a thing and that could still happen because they were a good game couple. And so I don't think her and Johnny even had a chance to talk about it. But I think if given the chance to talk about it and they think about it, I still think that's an option.
if Justine is even still here.
Oh, we'll talk about that too. We will talk about that too because I have lots of thoughts about that. But yeah, so that conversation with Andrea and Johnny, we do go to the conversation with uh let's see who else has conversations. Josh and Justine have a conversation and they talking about where they are in this, how they feel about this couple. They feel good in the couple for game reasons and connections are could possibly be forming, but they're focused on the game. Justine is focused on the game. Josh is focused on the game. Justine asked Josh, um, let me know where your head is. If you feel, if you, how you feel about this couple, what do you feel? He's like, I feel good where we are. She feels good where they are. She's like, he was like, I'm gonna be very transparent if something happens. If I feel like this isn't where I'm going to be, I will let you know first. I'm gonna be very transparent about it. Justine is like, cool, because I feel very good where we are. And he's like, yeah, me too. Everything's good. That's what he says. That's what he says. But so she's cool, he's cool, whatever. Go find Josh talks to Andrea, and they talk and they having their conversations, and he's like, you know, s- okay, I'm gonna say this. I don't like Josh when he's with Andrea because Andrea is an off-putting type of person to me. This is my personal opinion. She's very off-putting when she's in a situation where she feels she has the upper hand. She did it in season 6 when she felt like she had Rob locked down, and she was very off-putting about how she talked to people, the comments she would make. She thinks she has the power, so she gets a little off-putting, a little bit beside herself, a little bit. And she did it after she won her duel with KK. Like all the little comments. Oh, I'm not vulnerable this morning. Oh, everybody hyping her up because she won, and and it's good that she won, and she should be proud of winning. But then she turns into this person of, I think people are scared of me now, type of thing, and I'm like, just when I was starting to feel a little
Like
less indifferent about it, right? A
I
little
could maybe start
maybe start
liking
to
you
like
because you
you.
proved yourself.
Absolutely. You start this stuff again. And it's starting to be a little off putting. I'm not saying she's a bad person. I'm not saying I don't
No.
like her. I was already indifferent about her before.
She's
And
just
now
annoying.
she's a little annoying. It's a little, you know,
A
it's not
little.
it's not like she's the first person to win a duel or win anything. And she's acting like everybody should be scared of her because she beat KK. And I'm like, oh, okay, girl, you think so? But she's just like, nobody put me up, and then it's just the little slide comments that she makes. She's a little off-putting to me.
Hmm.
And then when she gets with Josh, like we saw Josh in the beginning with her, and he was so annoying, so egotistical, so
Hmm.
ugh. And then he got with Justine, and he mellowed out a little bit, and he seemed bearable again. It was like, oh, okay, Josh is bearable again. Now that he is goes when he around her is very off-putting for the both of them. And I'm just like, oh no, I don't know, Josh. I don't like him with her. I don't like her with him because they just seem to feed off of this foolishness and this it rubs me the wrong way. I can speak for me. It rubs me the wrong way. I don't know
I
about you.
agree. I agree. I agree. It's weird. It's weird to me how there are some people, and Josh is not the only person I feel this way about in the
Hmm.
villa, where it seems like they act differently based on who they're around. Josh is someone like, and it even goes beyond Justine and Andrea. I feel that same way about Josh around Kendall, even.
Absolutely.
And I feel
Absolutely.
that way, about Kendall as well. Because here's the thing, I don't really love Kendall when he's around the boys. And like when he's with
Hmm.
Josh, then he becomes this like, and I don't mind a game bot every once in a while. And I appreciate that he's thinking about the game side of things here. But the most I have ever liked Kendall on Love Island is when he's around Garby.
Mm.
And when it's just him and Garby, and him and Garby are having their moments, and when he's talking about Garby, I'm like, okay, I see Kendall. But then it's like any other times, really, if he's like in the big groups or if he's like with the boys or anything, I can't fucking stand him.
Mm.
And I feel the same way about Tyreek, to be honest with you. Tyreek around a lot of the women is very different from Tyreek around Toby, is very different from Tyreek around even some of the other boys, because
Johnny.
he's fake. But that's beyond the point. Um it's really interesting. And I really can only say that about the boys of this villa. The boys, for me and Andrea, have
Mm.
felt very fake this season.
Hmm.
And it feels like the boys have come in here to play the game and be fake. And that
Hmm.
is the perception I've gotten thus far throughout the villa. Now, there are some guys that I'm really impressed with so far, namely Marvin, not to be confused with Melvin. His name is not Melvin, it's Marvin. Loving
Hmm.
Marvin. You know, Marvin and Marvin and Mert as well. I really enjoyed Mert, obviously. But it's an interesting, we've been talking about it all season, the dichotomy between the love, the island, and the games. It's a really interesting balance where the love is kind of like just, who needs it? This might as well just be island games at this point, with the way that most of these islanders are treating it. And I'm not, as a social strategic gameplay fan, I'm not fundamentally upset with it. I just think I want these people to be playing better because they're not playing a good game. You know what I mean? Like, they're not
Right.
playing it well. No one studied Survivor to be here. No one studied Big Brother to be here. Like,
Mm.
no one even studied, like, you couldn't even have gone as far to study The Challenge, which is the closest show to this.
Hmm.
The only one with experience is Justine because she was on it.
And that's why
So,
she's
like,
playing it.
Justine knows what the fuck she's doing, but that's about it. Like,
It's crazy to watch them play this game, but yeah, I think you're right. I definitely agree with you, especially about the Kendo aspect and how I'm not a fan of him watch when he's with. I'm not a fan of Kendo, period, but I'm not a fan of Kendo more when he's with the boys because he does what he always does and he defaults back to that I need to fit in, so I'm gonna try super hard to fit in, and I'm gonna do all this stuff, but extra. Like, I'm gonna do what they do, but I'm gonna amp it up 20%. And you'd be like, it doesn't
and
need that.
you're
It
not that
doesn't need
kind
it.
of boy. You're a lover boy, Kendall. Accept it. And like I said, when he's around Garby is when we really get to see Kendall. I think, from the perception I've gotten from him, that's when I think we see Kendall at his purest. And that's what I want to see. Like, I want to see these people be their most authentic selves in here, but also play the competitive game. I
Mhm.
think the only person that is doing both, I think the only people that are doing both of those things right now, honestly, are Justine, Nicola, Garby, Lucinda.
Mm.
I'd put Lucinda in there. Um, and maybe Zay, but that's about it. and Marvin, but we don't really even know
We
much
don't
about
know
Marvin
Marvin. I'm
yet.
about to say I don't know him at
But
all yet. So
yeah, but that like
he's in the.
it's giving me Love Island season 7 vibes, and not in the good way of Love Island season 7 vibes, because I want the good drama of season 7 and not the intense fakeness of season 7.
Mhm. I just feel like it's it's an interesting situation that's going on because I feel like half of this cast is, well, everybody, most of this cast, I'll say, is strictly here for the games. They don't care about the love part. They're here for the games. And then the spattered two or three or four that might have intentions for love as well is getting swallowed up by the people who are here for the games.
I
And
agree.
it's kind of just like the balance is so uneven. It's not fun to watch some of it as it plays out. It's just like, okay, but I will give them this. The ones that are playing the game and who are here for strictly the game, they are trying to play this. I'm not saying good or bad, but they're playing, and
They are playing.
they are playing. Some people are playing it better than others, but they are playing, so that makes it interesting to be like, okay, I see the plans happening and forming, because we do get conversations where people are talking about strategy and what to do, because we see Tyreek and Johnny talking about what the game plan is, because everybody feels like since Chris and KK left, the power is starting to shift. Now, I
Yeah.
personally don't understand what the power was with Chris and KK, if they what kind of power shift that they had, or what their power was.
I think it's simply because they were the only power couple up until that point. I really think that is just what people are holding on
I
to.
guess so,
And
since they were
so
first.
because they were the first, because they went from power couple to literally eliminated, I think that's what a lot of people are holding in their brains, is
Hmm.
like, oh, well, we got the power couple. We got the first power couple out of the game. Like, they're not even in the game anymore.
Hmm.
So we can go on and do whatever we want, blah, 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 this, that, and the third. And like, sure, is that important?
Yeah.
Totally. Like, good for y'all, good for, Andrea and Johnny, but like, well, I guess Johnny by proxy. He did win that
He
one duel,
won. He
but
won.
he won his duel. But
Hmm.
I guess, to be fair, it's, I don't know, it's just, as like, we are social strategic gameplay fans, and it's just kind of like, it's like watching toddlers play Survivor, is really how this season feels right
It
now.
feels
And then
very much like middle schoolers. I'm gonna give them middle schoolers because
okay, yeah.
they're aware enough to know some things, but they're not aware
Yeah.
enough to put them in the right perspective on things.
And then like Justine is like
She's
the girl that
she's
she just graduated college with her bachelor's.
well, you gave her college with a bachelor's. Okay.
Yeah. I mean, she won Love Island games and she did really well on Challenge USA.
I
So
mean,
that's what I would give her.
I would give her that. Well, I understand that. I would think in this situation with the middle school analogy, I think Justine is the one who she's the she graduated. She's in high school now. She's like she had
Oh,
graduated,
okay.
but she comes back because her sisters and brothers are still in middle school, and so she got to come
Oh,
pick them up from
okay.
time to time. So she comes back to pick them up, and they
I
like
see
talking to her,
that.
like and just in that analogy, she's the older sister who knows
Yeah,
some
yeah, yeah.
things, but she got to come and deal with these little kids from time to time because her mom told her she got to come pick them up. So yeah, she's still dealing with things.
And Tyreek is the annoying child that wants to flirt with the older woman,
Right.
and then she
She kind of
repeatedly has
like,
turned him down, and then ultimately he's just going to be a little annoying, disgusting tiny brat about it, because that's
I mean,
exactly who he is. Anyway,
but
um,
yeah, so I just feel like it's a lot of interesting dynamics that's happening, but they're trying to play, but I don't think they know how to play because this plays out. Because like I said, all these conversations happen. We see Marvin and Nicola talking, we see Marvin talking to Andrea, we see um who else talked?
that was literally all the
That was pretty much
conversations. Like,
all the
the only one
conversations
was
that had.
Marvin and Nicola. So we get
So we get
the recoupling.
it was a text. We get a recoupling happen, and um So everybody goes to the garden immediately for this recoupling.
That was the gag for me. I don't know about you, Lana, but it was like in middle of the day.
Yeah,
We're recoupling right now, right now, right now, right now. They've done that right now, right now.
right. Even when conversations, before conversations were had with everybody, it's just like, okay,
I kind of
here's,
love that game's twist to it, to be honest with
hmm
you. Like I think that's a really fun twist to it.
absolutely. So we get to the recoupling. And these circles reminded me very much of the after Casa recoupling. And these
Correct.
boards that we brought out was the Casa recoupling boards, where everybody had to write down the name of the person that they wanted to couple with. Um, and
I
if
liked
you
the
ma-
way they did this.
I like it. You match with the person, you go to the couples booth. You don't match with the person, you go to the singles bleachers. And so, yeah, we get to the recoupling. Honestly, I didn't need to hear all these speeches, but sure. Um, the first couple to recouple, Kendall goes, he picks Garby, Garby picks him.
Sure.
Sure. So they are together, Kendall and Garby, sure.
Yep.
Um, the next couple coupled up was Johnny and Andrina because Johnny picks her, she picks him.
But of course.
Of course, because they didn't talk to nobody else. So there is that. The next couple to couple up was Marvin and Nicola, and I was like, okay, cool. She
Or
talked to
they go way later in the
it
rotation.
doesn't matter, but they go
Okay.
because it doesn't really matter the order in this situation because they were going to get together. We knew they were going. He didn't talk to nobody but her and Andrea was focused on somebody else, and he knew that, and she knew that. So there is that. I think it's in order at this point. Lucinda and Isaiah end up getting together because
Yeah.
who else did he talk to? He talked to her. They kissed. We knew they were getting together. Good on that. Um, yeah, it gets crazy after this, with this point because Justine, Tyreek goes and picks Justine. Tyreek,
Yep.
Justine does not pick Tyreek. Justine
Nope.
picks Josh. Josh then picks Andrea, and everybody's like, I seen some discord online. Everybody's like, Justine should have knew Josh was gonna pick Andrea. She should have known. I was like, how would she know? How would she know when he told her, I'm going to be transparent with you. And if it changes, I'm going to tell you. You'll be the first to know if I'm going to pick Andrea. And he didn't do that. He didn't even give her an inkling of a hint that he was going to pick Andrea. How did she know? The last thing she heard was, I'm happy where I am. I'm happy with what we got. I'm happy where I am. So she picks him. He does not pick her. He picks Andrea. Andrea obviously picks him. So they're in a couple.
Here's what I'm gonna say about this situation because I understand. Like, it was not a great situation for Josh to be in.
Hmm.
Um, I blame production in this
Hmm.
scenario. To be honest with you, I don't necessarily blame Josh.
Okay.
I think there was just such an immediacy to this recoupling that Josh didn't have an opportunity really. Like they obviously had their conversation,
Hmm.
and I appreciate Josh communicating that to Justine. And we
Hmm.
do ultimately get the conversation later on that night after the challenge where
Which I
Justine is
go ahead.
we can save the conversation then.
No,
It's
go ahead. No,
fine.
go ahead. No,
Okay.
go ahead.
Where Justine is rightfully frustrated with Josh
Hmm.
about this whole situation because of how things ended up for her. Obviously, and that makes sense, and Justine is rightfully frustrated.
Hmm.
Um I don't some of this is on Josh. Obviously, he had to make the decision. It wasn't a great situation for him to be in, but ultimately, it's not a great situation. Why make this an immediate recoupling where obviously it's for the drama?
That's
For the
it's
drama,
fine.
of course it is. But it's just a shit situation for Josh to be in. I'm not gonna fully blame Josh here, to be honest with you. Because his verbiage was, I am good with where I'm at. but I am pursuing Andrea.
Mm-hmm.
And I genuinely think that that was a split second decision for Josh. And it really came down to who was going to couple up with Andrea versus who was going to couple up with Justine.
Mm-hmm.
I do think Josh was trying to look at it from both the love and the games perspective.
Mm-hmm.
And I think this was looking at the cause and effect balance of everything. I think this was, the decision he felt had the least backlash in his case. Now, that's the wrong decision ultimately,
Mm-hmm.
but in
So
his
wrong.
mind,
Mm-hmm.
that was the one that had the least causation back on him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Obviously, that's not the case now, because he didn't realize how much Justine was into him. But that is, I think, just due to a lot of conversations having not happened. So I'm not going to fully blame Josh here. It is
Mm-hmm.
his fault. Ultimately, he made that decision, and he's going to have to live with it.
Mm-hmm.
But most of it, I'm going to blame production, because I think in the drama aspect, yes, this did provide drama. I don't think this drama needed to happen, though. I wasn't entertained by this drama. And
Mm-hmm.
ultimately, you're going to end up fucking over your former winner in this case. Like, Justine is going to be fucked over by this decision. Josh isn't going to be fucked over. Andrea's not going to be fucked over. Tyreek's not going to be fucked over. Justine is going to be fucked over by this decision that production made ultimately. So
I'm not convinced about Justine being effed over. Honestly,
I am at this
here's
point, and
why. And here's why.
I'm just catastrophizing at this point, because I really don't like the position Justine is in after this episode.
Mhm.
So
But
that's
but
just me.
but here's why I don't feel like Justine is going to be messed over on this, because like we have been saying this entire time, these people are playing middle school Survivor while Justine is playing college level Survivor, and I don't think Josh nor Tyreek really understands the power that Justine wields and holds in this game. And I'm not even just talking about in front of the camera, I'm talking about in production standpoint. They do not understand the power of Justine Libido. Like they
I
don't
agree.
understand what is going to happen. Josh, in this decision, has messed herself up. Not only because I believe Justine looked at that conversation that he had with her after the recoupling. And when she said, "Oh, no, I'm fine, everything's good," everything's not good. Everything's not fine. Justine is not going to let Josh feel like he can do things like this. Make decisions, split decisions, and not give her an inkling of a hint or a clue. Because, like she said, I could have picked Tyreek and it would have been smooth sailing if you would have just said what you said and meant what you said. Like, you could have literally said, "I'm leaning more towards Andrea." And she would have easily picked Tyreek and it would have been okay. It would have been okay. But the fact that you didn't do that and you're talking about transparency and honesty is kind of wild. And
Yeah.
Justine sees that. And the way she was looking at him and seeing it, she was just like, "No, we're good." No. She's playing a game of, I'm going to keep you comfortable and then I'm going to knock you out before you have a chance to come for me. And I hope that's how she's playing it. And I think she's going to, Justine is not stupid. And even with everything that's going on with the Tyreek of it all, which we'll talk about in a second, Justine is not stupid. Justine is not crazy.
Hmm.
And you think you playing Justine? Justine has been playing this game since she got here. So I am not convinced that Justine is the one that's going to get screwed over here. I think a lot of people are thinking they playing chess, but they playing checkers. And Justine is playing 3D chess with some of them. In my personal opinion, I don't think so. And it's a lot to do with who Justine is as a player. And if anybody saw the first look that came out, I still believe that after watching that, I still believe that Justine is playing checkers with some of these people, and they think they playing pulling one over her eyes, and I don't think that's the case. And let's get into this Tyreek of it all because Tyreek is upset that Justine did not pick him. But then when Josh does not pick Justine, and Justine and Tyreek end up on the singles couch
Yep.
or singles bleachers, they find out that they are now together because they are both single. So they are now together. Tyreek over there acting like a pouty baby. Justine sits next to him. He moves all the way to the other side of the bleachers. And I'm like, and you wonder why she didn't pick you. You wonder why she didn't.
Childish.
You are so childish. You wonder
Mm.
why she say you are unserious. Because you are that. You are unserious. You are petty. You are childish. And you want to act like this because you got your feelings hurt. Okay. Why she didn't find you serious?
I laughed so hard because every single thing I had thought about this man from preseason until now manifested in that one scooch over move on those bleachers. I said that man is unserious and that man is a child. And that is exactly what we saw manifest in this moment. And I said, Justine, I'm so sorry. I am so sorry. Get out of there as soon as you can. Because, baby, that is not it. That was the most childish, annoying, like, baby, I hope anybody who is ever interested in Tyreek moving forward romantically for the rest of his life sees this clip of him on international TV being so butthurt over not being picked that he resorts to acting like a toddler and like sliding to the end of another bench just because a Love Island Games winner is now his partner. He is partnered up now with arguably the most well-rounded woman in the villa, and he's angry about it. Build a bridge and get over it, bro. And I promise you, the moment I can vote for an individual, Tyreek is going out of this villa. As long as he is partnered with Justine, I will have to support Justine. But the moment I can vote for an individual man to be eliminated, that man is gone. And Justine will be getting a better partner. Trust.
It's just this man. He just showed why he does not know what he's doing in this house. Because how do you get, like you said, you get a person who's won two Love Island games and Love Island, has been on the challenge and made it to finales in the challenge. How do you take that person and say, I don't want to be her partner because she didn't pick me first? When she has been telling you the whole time, you are unserious. I don't know if I can trust you. I don't know if you're here for for the right reasons. I don't know if we will be compatible. I don't know. I don't know. She's been saying that all the time. And you thought one little kiss was gonna make her say, "Oh yeah, he's the one I want to couple up with because I think he's serious enough." Absolutely not. Absolutely not. You are just you just ugh, ugh. Let's finish this. Sydney and Isaiah. I mean not Sydney and Isaiah. Sydney and Toby, they get together too. No surprise, no shock, whatever. Then we go right into a game.
Yep.
The grossest game possible. I hate this game so much. We saw it last season on
Um,
games, and I hated it there.
I skipped through it, to be honest with you. The moment it started happening, I literally started gagging and ran to my sink and almost threw up. So I watched as much of it as I physically could without almost barfing. So yeah, no.
Yeah, it was a
This was
gross,
no.
gross. gross, disgusting. We saw it, like I said, we saw it last season on games, and it was gross then. We saw a version of it on season 7 with the milk challenge. It was gross then. It is gross now. Like, stop doing this challenge. But what this challenge does or did was bring out a lot of anger in people because people who were friends, because we see people having game plans. Like I said, Tyreek and Johnny were talking, and they put their target on Kendall and Garvey and Josh and Andrea because they don't trust them, and they want Josh and Kendall out of this game. But Zay, they want to bring Zay into their little group of Johnny, Toby, and Tyreek, and they want to bring Isaiah in there. But Zay was a little on the fence. He was like, I don't know. I kind of like these guys. Da da da. They're cool with me.
Yep.
So they were on the fence about it. But in this game, for whatever reason, Garvey was going after Zay and Sydney. I mean Zay and Lucinda. She was putting a lot of her stuff in Zay
I
and
was gonna say not
Lucinda's.
Zay and Sydney.
Not Zay and Sydney. No, no, no. Zay and Lucinda. And so she was
Oh,
putting a
the
lot of
fracking.
the
Ah!
so
Zay and Sydney.
mm-mm.
Nope. Anyway.
But yeah, Lucinda and Isaiah, and then Garvey was in a lot of her stuff in theirs, and we saw a lot of the girls, Andrina and Justine, and even Sydney was going for Andrea and Josh. A lot of them were going for Andrea and Josh. When I tell you Andrea and Josh, by the end of round
Yeah.
one, they think it was pretty much full. It was
Yep.
pretty much full. Um, and so a lot of people's feelings was hurt. Like, why are you going for mine? What is happening? Lucinda and Isaiah really upset that Garvey was going for theirs. Oh, well, Lucinda was mad at Garvey, and then so then when the boys went, he saw Isaiah saw Kendall going for his, so now he's pissed. Isaiah's so mad. He's
Hmm.
going for theirs and he's putting it in theirs. And then Josh started going for Isaiah and Lucinda, which pissed him off even more because he's like, I thought we were boys. What is going on? So he starts going for Josh and Andrea. Josh is like, I'm just trying to balance out what happened in round one. And so I need more people to get some so I am not in trouble. Game standpoint, sure. Friendship standpoint, not so good about that. Like
No,
you should have went
baby,
for like Marvin and
no.
Nicola at that point because nobody was going for
Or
them.
even Justine and Tyreek, to be honest with you.
Yeah, yeah,
Like,
should have went there too. But he was not. He was going for Isaiah and Lucinda, and it was wild. I don't know. By the end of this, I had no idea who the power couple was going to be and who was going to be
not a
vulnerable
damn clue. No,
because it was
this
so
was
much.
so it was so much, it was so extra, and it was so wild. But that feels like this season of Love Island Games, so I'm really not surprised by it.
Hmm.
I think these last two episodes, this duel and this disgusting, disgusting, disgusting challenge, have really shifted the entire energy of the villa.
Hmm. Hmm.
I'm really intrigued to see how the rest of the season from this moment on goes, just because
Hmm.
I like the alliances we thought we had may not be the alliances that we have now. And I'm like, ooh. We don't have the shade button over here on the TV channel, and I'm very upset about it. But I can't wait to see how this turns out.
Yeah. So after the games, we get back to the villa. Isaiah and Lucinda are mad. Lucinda's crying. She's like, I just don't understand why Garvey and Kendall were going for us and da 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 da. And Kendall was like, I didn't put any in y'all's. He was like, Isaiah's like, yes, you did, bro. I saw you. Kendall was like, if I did, it was not on purpose. It was very much accident. Garvey, of course, though, was like, yeah, I did. I did. I put a lot in there. I didn't know what she was like. I just blacked out and it just went. Like the strategy was not there. She was just putting it in and the tables was turning and she just put it in there. She's like, it wasn't like I was purposely doing it. I was like, Garvey, I don't know about that.
Garby.
It's a baby
This is
girl.
this is where I love Garby, and I've loved Garby all season. However, comma, here is where either of these scenarios is not great, because
Mm-mm.
either, girl, you need to be paying attention to what the hell you're doing and you need to have a strategy because this is Love Island Games, or girl, just be
Um,
honest about it.
own up to your
Like,
strategy.
own up to your shit, girl. Like, I think people would have more respect for you if you were
Hmm.
just like, yeah, you two are a very strong couple. And, it was very hectic. And in the heat of the moment, yes, I did target you because I'm trying to keep my couple safe because people were coming after us too.
Right.
Like, if she owned up to it, I think they would have understood it more. Like, that's really all she needed to do. And
Hmm.
unfortunately, she did neither.
She
So,
did. And Kendall literally was like, "Why did you do that?" She was like, "I don't know. I was no." He was like, "That was not good strategy." Like in that moment, Kendall was giving reason. He was like, "That was not good, girl," because like these are people who are supposed to be our friends. We want to keep as many friends on our side. We go need them down the line. And it just was not a good look for Garvey in this situation. But I will say this, Lucinda, girl, what are you on? This is Love Island Games, and you're talking like people are being mean because they're playing the game. And Isaiah, this is a game. You literally was just a power couple in a power couple. You know the decisions that have to be made, and they're hard decisions, and people are going to do things that is not personal. You were the
yeah.
main one talking about it when you voted for Chris, how it wasn't personal. But now you're like, this felt very personal. Wait,
Yeah,
what?
because you were literally just in the power couple, bro. Like,
Calm down.
huh?
Calm down. Like,
Now,
stop.
I did find it interesting that Zay and Lucinda were targeted significantly more in this competition than Marvin and Nicola. I will say that. Like, I
Hmm.
found that very interesting, even though both of them were just in the power couple. Like, I did think that was a very interesting.
Can I be honest?
Mhm.
I think people forgot about Nicolay and Marvin
A hundred
completely.
percent. 100%. And I think that's best case scenario for them.
Yeah, I think people just forgot about them completely.
Good.
Um,
I think people forgot a little bit about Tyreek and Justine as well.
I do too. I do
And
too.
I loved
I
that
don't
for
mind
both of
that.
them, to be honest.
I don't mind that at all.
Nope.
But Tyreek and Justine and Johnny and Andrina, even Toby and Sydney, they had a plan. They had a plan and they knew what they were doing and they were executing their plan. They were going for Kinder and
And they
Garvey
did what
and they were
needed to be
going
done.
and they were going for Josh and Andrea. Like they had a plan. And it was like, okay, all right, all right.
Maybe you should have maybe you should have picked Justine, huh, Josh?
Because honestly, Johnny wants to work with Justine.
Yeah.
Toby wants to work with Justine, and they were hoping Justine and Tyreek would get together, and they can all three be this super alliance trio couple. But even though it happened, and they're going to make that happen for a minute, they gonna have to watch Tyreek because Tyreek is a child and
A bad egg.
a very bad egg. And so after the challenge and everybody gets back and everybody's having these, they clean up or whatever, and they come for the night. This is where Tyreek is I think, going to lose some,
Toby.
yeah, he's going to lose some of the value of being an alliance member in Toby because you have to be strategic if you want to. I want to work with somebody who's strategic, who's level headed, who's smart about the game. And Tyreek is very much
None of
petty,
those
childish,
things.
and in his feelings. Very much childish, petty, and in his feelings because he lays out this plan that he is going to play Justine. He's thinking of two situations. One situation, just tell her the effort. He don't want, because if this was Love Island, like real Love Island, it'd be dust for her bones. I wouldn't deal nothing. I just tell her to F off and I wouldn't do nothing. But My other scenario is I think I should open up that lovey-dovey feeling again and all comfortable. And then the next time, as soon as somebody comes in, dump her and kick her up out of here. And
Tyreek,
Toby looked like
Tyreek, you are sitting here talking this strategy to the man that just competed on the last season of Love Island Games with Justine, made it very far in the season with Justine, and now you're trying to tell him that you want to fuck over Justine?
and if Toby tells this plan to Johnny, Johnny's gonna nip that in the bud. And he gonna tell Justine,
Oh,
you
I don't even think Toby's going to have to tell Johnny.
I don't think so
I
either.
think Toby's just going to tell Justine.
You think?
I do.
Okay.
I do, because I think Toby is here for the game this season.
Mm-hmm.
Clearly. I have to say, I've been really impressed with Toby so far on this season. I'm
Okay.
still not the world's biggest fan of Toby either, to be honest with you, because of what he did to our dear Sully. But or my dear Sully, I'll say that. But I really am liking what we've seen from Toby this season. I think
Mm-hmm.
he's in a much clearer space and a much better place in his life now. I'm seeing a much different version of Toby that I am liking. I think Toby being here for the games is fun. And what we talked about is that Toby wants to work with Johnny and Justine. Those are the two people that he really wants to work with. Yes, he's mates with Tyreek, but that's about all they have. And
Mm-hmm.
I think at the end of the day, Toby understands that having Justine as an ally is more beneficial than having Tyreek as an ally, to be honest. I see
Mm-hmm.
Toby going directly to Justine with this information, to be honest with you. I would
Okay.
like to see that. I
Mm-hmm.
would like to believe that that's what we're going to see. Um, because I think Toby has changed. I think this is something that whether we see it through Johnny as the middleman or not, I think this information does get back to Justine. I would like to think that he goes to Justine directly with it
Mm-hmm.
at some point. But I do think he will. I think he understands the value of Justine as an ally more than Tyreek, because he also recognizes Tyreek has been an absolute menace in this villa.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no way, shape, form, or fashion that Tyreek is a better ally than Justine.
I think I do agree with you a little bit about Toby. I think Toby is different. He is definitely here for games. Um, but I think Toby recognizes what this game is about, and Tyreek hasn't. Because
Yeah.
Tyreek is on this kick and he's telling all this information and saying all this in front of Toby, in front of the world. The cameras are rolling and he's talking this reckless,
Hmm.
and like he doesn't recognize that there are fan votes every single week. And I think Toby recognizes that there are fan votes every
Every
single week.
single week.
And he knows Justine's reach in the Love Island
Uh,
USA fandom, which is the
yep.
only fandom apparently that is voting this season. And so if the votes come from America and Justine has a bigger Love Island fan base than Tyreek, which she does, you
Correct.
would rather have Justine on your side than against you. Because even as when I was watching and then got on social media yesterday, folks was like, Josh just messed up. And now we want Josh out the house. And Josh got to go. And Josh got to go because of Justine. And everybody
Yep.
is saying this because of Justine. Now, like I said, I could be in the echo chamber of just a lot of Justine fans and people who support Justine. But when I'm looking at social media, even though Josh is right there, Josh and Andrea was voted high on these polls, which is
Yeah.
something that is very interesting and telling. I just feel like the votes are going to go against Tyreek in this situation because
Oh
Tyreek
yeah.
talking so recklessly about how he wants to play Justine is something that's going to not sit well in the fandom. But I also think Justine is smart enough to realize when somebody is playing in her face at this point in time in her life. She already said her gut is not good about romance. She knows that. But when it comes to games, her gut has never led her astray.
Yep.
And I think this plan of just turning on, especially after he was just so mad at her, he didn't want to talk to her. He telling her everything is
Mm-hmm.
done. I'm not making breakfast. I'm not hugging. We're not cuddling. We only need to talk when we talking strategy, and that's it. How do you go from that to I'm cuddling up with you again? Come on, it's all good. It's all good.
She's not an idiot.
She's not stupid. She's not
She's
stupid.
she's played Love Island 3 times. You're an infant.
She got played before. She ain't gonna get played again.
Twice.
Twice. Twice. You think she's gonna just let you play her and somebody else come and play in her face again?
And
No.
not this child.
And
Not
and
this
even in the
child.
playing, even if they played in her face, she still won. The two times people played in her face, she still won. I just don't understand. I would want Justine on my side. And even if you get her to the end and you get the envelope and take the money from her,
Exactly.
you just needed to get to the end, and she could help you get there. I just don't understand Tyreek's motive or his situation, why he feels so. But you know what it is
He's an
because he really like.
idiot. That's
No,
the explanation, Lana. He's an
here's the
idiot.
no. Here's the explanation. The real explanation. He likes her. He really likes her, and he felt played, and his ego got bruised. That's what
Mhm.
it is. His male ego got bruised because he didn't
Yeah.
realize he actually liked her like as much as he did until she did not choose him, which happens with a lot of men in the world. They like you
Oh
until
yeah.
you don't choose them. And then when you don't choose them, you a bitch, you a hoe. I don't like you. Get out of my face. Blah,
Oh
blah,
yes.
blah. You wasn't that
I've
cute
got
to
a lot
begin
of
with.
experience with that. No, I'm kidding.
So yeah, I think it's crazy. The switch up is so is but watching him do it
The
is
switch
no
up is unnecessary.
it's unnecessary, it's crazy. And just watching him do it is like, oh, that was
Because you
so
literally
true.
got what you wanted to.
You got it in the end and you still mad and because
I'm
she
so
didn't
over
choose
talking
you.
about this man. I'm so over. I just get him out of the villa, please, for the love of God.
I just don't know. I don't think this man is going to. I don't know how he go, but we do know we're getting two new bombshells coming in. The words on the street, and I don't know if this is to be true,
Yeah,
but
because we didn't see exactly who it is.
they're saying that it's Casey and who did he win with? Gabby.
Gabby.
That's what they're saying. It's Casey and Gabby.
They're saying it's both of them.
They're saying it's both of them. I don't know
Okay,
for
well,
sure.
the guy certainly looks like it could be
It could
Casey.
be Casey. Hmm.
It certainly looks like it could be Casey. I'm watching it back again.
Yeah, the guy looked like it
The
could be Casey.
girl, the girl, no disrespect to this lovely woman.
Hmm.
Gabby has bigger tits.
Oh, I don't know. It could
From
be
what I
old
remember
girl.
from what I remember from watching Love Island UK All Stars,
Well, I don't be looking at
I
their tits like
believe
that.
Gabby has bigger tits.
I'm not
So
checking out her tits at all, so I don't really
no,
be
I'm
knowing
not.
that.
Clearly, I'm not either. But like that is the kind of that's literally all we saw. Really, are the tits. So that's really all I have to go off of currently. Um, and I believe Gabby has bigger tits. So I'm not sure.
I
I
think it.
certainly do think this guy is Casey, though.
I think it's Casey, but
Oh, oh no, actually, no, I don't think it is. He looks a bit too beefy to be Casey. Casey's a little scrawny little idiot. Um,
okay.
because in
Well,
the
we.
walk,
Hmm.
here's where I'm at is in the walk, he looks a little too like a little beefier than Casey is because Casey's very, very scrawny.
Mm-hmm.
I hope it's anybody but Casey, to be honest with you. But
It could be
what else
anywhere.
are the streets saying?
That's it. That is those two. But
Hmm.
I think it could possibly. I don't know if it's Gabby. I think it's the other girl from that season. Um, what's the girl's name? The one who had the short hair.
Oh,
I liked her in that season. But she
I
was
did
very
too.
outspoken. She was very outspoken.
Oh,
She had
hold
her.
on.
You know who I'm talking about.
Yes, I do. I'm looking it up.
You know who I'm talking about. What is
Yeah,
her name?
I'm looking it up.
What's her
It
name?
was series 2 of All Stars that we watched, right?
I guess so. I don't
Yeah,
know.
it
Serious.
was. Yeah. Did she make the final?
No, no. She went out in that double.
Tina?
No, no, no. She left with
No.
the old boy, the black guy. Oh, what was his name? Shoot, I forgot his name too.
Um,
Short hair, very pixie cut.
not okay. It's not Kaz.
Yes, it's
No,
Cass.
that's not Kaz. It's not Kaz.
That's not Cass. Okay.
Kaz has darker skin. Kaz is a beautiful melanated woman.
Okay.
Yeah, I wish it was Kaz. That's who I want to see from that season. No, it could be Danielle though.
Who was that?
Um, do you remember Danielle, the woman that was in the middle of the Curtis and Ekin-Su triangle?
Oh, oh God, no. I hope not her.
Oh Lord, not
I don't need.
Ekin-Su's competition.
I
Oh
don't need her.
Lord, not Ekin-Su's competition. Did you see Ekin-Su was on another reality show?
I can believe it. This is her job. This is her
I
job.
know.
She's doing her job. She gonna be
There's another.
employee of the month.
We're not gonna have time to cover it, but there's a show called Inside or
Hmm.
Insider or something like that. My roommate's watching it. It's
Well,
12 influencers
okay.
stuck in like a bare bones house situation for $1 million, but like everything they like all the luxuries that they want, they have to pay for it out of the $1 million pot.
Oh, okay.
It's a really interesting concept.
That's
I
cool.
wish I had time to watch it, but we don't.
Mhm.
But it seems really interesting. Lucas, my roommate, is really, really into it. But yeah, literally the only
Oh,
person I knew on there was Ekin-Su. And so he was watching it the other night and I looked and I was like,
I can
Ekin-Su?
see.
Oh Lord, Ekin-Su! I hope she wins. I am rooting for
Hopefully.
Ekin-Su. Always rooting for Ekin-Su. But
Word. But yeah,
um
we don't know who these bombshells are. We'll find out tonight. They're coming in a big package of gifts, I guess. The gift boxes that are there, and
Gorge.
they're going to be in these gift boxes. So I'm like, cool for you. I don't know what's gonna
Gorge.
happen tonight. This first look didn't really give me much, but I don't know. This season is going to start heating up. I think it's going to get interesting to see, like you said, the shift and these power dynamics that's about to happen. That's happening right now. Um, I don't know. I'm excited to see what happens.
I agree. And we'll be back on Monday to talk about it because Soul Dive is crazy. Even though KK's not here.
It's
How
still
are you,
crazy.
Lana? I do need to check in with you before we go. How are you recovering in the absence of KK?
You know, I'm okay with it.
Yeah.
I've processed it. I understand. Like as much as I wanted KK there, I get it. So I'm okay with the
Yeah.
absence of KK. I'm sad, but okay.
I feel that.
Yeah.
I feel that. I feel that.
Somebody had to go, and it was
I
just.
didn't want it to be KK.
But Andrea did what she needed to do, so can't be mad at
Correct.
that. Can't be mad at
Correct.
that. But come back with us on Monday. We'll be talking about um episode the next Friday's episode and Sunday's episode.
Yeah. So we've got 2 episodes on Monday. Yeah. Only a
Yeah,
couple more weeks. I think we've got like 2 more weeks
I think we
going
got 2 more
on.
weeks. Yeah.
Definitely gonna be really excited to see how this season turns out. Um I can't wait to see how this turns out. But yes, very fun, very lovely and wonderful.
Absolutely. So join us back on your Monday, and we appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't subscribed, please do so. We appreciate all the subscriptions. We're trying to get 1,000 new subscribers by the end of the year. Subscribe to this channel and all the channels that we have in the network. Click on our link tree. Subscribe to all of those channels. Join our follow us on our audio podcast links. Join our Patreon. Follow us on all of our socials at the Cup Pod on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, and Blue Sky. You can follow Logan and myself if you'd like. Um, if you ever want to talk and join a podcast and talk about some of your favorite shows, now's the time to do so. Click on our Instagram link at the Cup Pod. Hit us up in our DMs, and we will get back to you and let you know what we can do. Get your merch at lanagcreation.etsy.com. Get your mug. We do ship. So get all of the
Get your
things.
bug.
Get your mug. Do the things. And we will see you all on Monday. So stay hydrated, stay cool, and we'll see you next time.
Do do
Cheers.
do 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 do. Cheers,
Cheers.
Islanders.
Bye.
Bye.